On today's episode, we will discuss how to deal with anger in our relationships. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talk to Us Today. So, Namita, even as a child, I was always told I had a short temper, meaning that I would blow my fuse at the smallest trigger. It didn't take me much to get me angry. And I truly don't think that my reputation was wrong. But I mean,
Not as an adult. Not as an adult.
but the thing is that I wasn't like, you see these kids throwing tantrums, like we weren't allowed to do that. I mean, back in our day, we didn't scream and shout at our parents and whatever, maybe with our siblings a bit, but we couldn't do that. I mean, can you imagine yelling
Yeah.
at your mother as a child? I mean, it was never allowed, right? And it was all
No, no.
controllable. And of course, we would just sulk or go into our room and just like cry a lot and whatever. But of course, as time changed and in the big scheme of things, when we get married, when we get into a romantic relationship, you can't take the same liberty as you do when you're younger, I mean, I guess to be fair, you can't take that same liberty with your siblings even now. So slowly, life teaches us how to manage our anger better, doesn't it? In most
Oh,
cases.
yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Always. We always learn managing things over the period of time. So, yeah. But do you think, is it easy or it's not easy?
Oh, life
Yeah,
teaches us,
it's,
and then slowly it becomes easier, right? Like as we learn.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, it's all about how difficult controlling your temper is,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Question is this. And now with kids, oh, we have learned a lot of patience.
Man, I think that's why they come into our lives to teach us patience.
Yeah, they know how to test it, honestly. Oh my God. Every now and then, like controlling ourselves, how to not to,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
scream at your child.
I know. I know.
But anger is a natural human reaction and emotion, Simrit. So you
Right.
can't help it. It's not always a big enough issue to march off to the therapist and, oh God, I am having anger issues. Just help
Yeah,
me with that.
that's right.
Okay, it is quite, yeah. Yeah, it's not. So when does anger become harmful to yourself and to your relationship?
Yeah.
That is
Um,
something we talk
that's
about.
let's dive into this right today.
Yeah.
Normal expression and communication of anger in relationships and marriages is okay. And in fact, it creates a healthy environment where we can talk to each other. It's when the communication breaks down that anger becomes
Yeah.
an issue, or when it becomes physical. Of course, there's, that is not a healthy sign at all.
Yeah.
Or when your anger becomes more frequent, when it's
Yeah.
increasing in intensity, you're easily getting
Oh,
frustrated,
yes.
you're yelling, you're overreacting on everything, becoming physically violent, as I said, whether to yourself, like when you start hating yourself. I've heard of people picking up banging plates. It doesn't matter. That violent atmosphere, that's when a lot of couples call it quits. They're like, you know what? That's it. Because rightfully, like whether it's the kids, it's not healthy for them to grow up in it. Whether it's yourself, you don't want to be in that toxic environment. So, and
Yeah.
when you're aggressively cursing, using bad words at yourself or others, it doesn't matter. The atmosphere is becoming, because the energy is changing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So then anger has become an issue, and you need to
Oh,
deal with it immediately and firmly. And in fact, when you see the triggers going towards this is when you need to start acting upon it. When you can't let go, I think that's the thing.
yeah. Yeah, Simrat. And marriages and romantic relationships are tricky because we end up spending so much time together that doing trivial daily chores, and our expectations from our partner is the most. And also we are usually on our best behavior outside the home, inside the home, and our partners normally get the worst part of our personalities.
100%.
So we always take each other for granted,
100%.
and the most and this all leads to frequent triggers and of anger.
Yeah.
I feel that very strongly, and these can lead to the ultimately the deterioration of your relationship, the breakdown of communication, and ultimately the relationship is in trouble. So that's where people say, oh, so let's, what I believe, think is let's discuss that, the how to manage anger in a relationship.
That's that.
I mean,
You're right.
yeah.
And the reason
So
I was
let's,
laughing is because we've all been there. I've been there. I mean, I think I'm slightly in the middle of it right now. We're not communicating. You're screaming at, like, you're just nagging or screaming or creating these frequent unpleasantries.
yeah.
And it happens every time. The weather plays a thing, the
Oh,
frustration, whatever. The help in the house.
men,
There are
men,
all these normal
menopause.
triggers. But so let's discuss those tips, guys. We've all been there,
Yeah.
and it's easy to laugh about if you can communicate it. Ultimately, if all works out. So,
Yeah.
tip number one, this is a no-brainer for me, but it's also the most important one to controlling anger in any situation, and it's also the most difficult for people. There are a lot of patient people who just keep their mouth shut, but for me and Namita, we're both similar types in this. This is a difficult one. Pause before you react.
Oh God, that's tough one. That's
Exactly.
really one.
So you're
I,
supposed to
I
take a deep breath, count to 10 before responding, step away. I think that one works for me, of stepping away if emotions are too high, because
yeah,
being in the same scenario creates a lot of problems. So I think stepping away is really important. Um, reacting immediately often escalates the situation. Responding
I get
calmly
that.
leads to resolution, or taking a pause makes you realize it's not so important. We can communicate about it.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah. I'm guilty of that. I want to be
Same here.
honest.
Same here.
Yes, we tend to just react like this. Yeah, we need to work on that.
Yeah.
Uh, it's a continuous process, so we're doing that. Okay, that's a great tip, Simran. I think we really have to work on that.
Same here.
Okay, and so according to me, the tip number two is, which is very important, communicate, don't accuse.
100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
so use the language like I feel statements rather than you always do this. Focus on
I'm
expressing
guilty
your
of that too.
feelings.
Always blaming, everything is that person's fault. It can't be. It has to be
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we tend to focus on expressing our feelings of not blaming, it's like, oh, you always do this to me, you always do that to me. I don't get it, this is what you are. But rather we should
Yeah.
like, I feel like that I'm
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah.
like this is what is happening. I'm feeling you have been, using this, or you've been
Whatever. Yeah.
behaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that really helps a lot. So where you're just expressing your feelings with I rather than accusing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great tip. That works very well for me.
Yeah. Also, once I went to therapy and they said, our expectations from each other are so high. Why are we putting all our eggs in one basket? Why is your spouse responsible for your happiness? You have to get into what
Like,
I can do for that.
wonderful. That's a wonderful thought. Yeah, that's right. Why he's responsible for your happiness. It's in our own
Yeah.
hand. Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Why is he? I'm not happy. It's your fault. Why? Why is that? Why is that? And
Yeah.
we all are guilty of this. Why?
Yeah.
If we're not
Right.
happy,
Yeah.
let's change ourselves. And then if it
Yeah.
then have a communication. But one person cannot be responsible for your entire happiness, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, tip number 3, practice emotional regulation techniques. This was from the net, that this word, but I understood what they were saying. Emotional regulation tips. So what does that mean? Like how to control. So regularly practice meditation, for me, reading, journaling, exercise, time by yourself. You don't like, couples. I'm also guilty of that. We go to the gym together. We go for yoga together. We go to work together. You're not getting breathing space from each other. My husband just
Yeah.
yesterday was laughing. He was like, "You're like the Chipko movement, man. You don't leave. You walk away for a while." And it's true. I get
Tell
it.
me about it. Tell me about it.
You're like, no. And these things, doing it by yourself, reduce stress. Whether it's just
Yeah.
cleaning up around the house, and in the house. I'm not saying take a break from each other. No, like huge thing. Just get out of each other's hair for a few days.
Yeah. I know. So, I know whatever you're saying, I'm one of those, as I was mentioning. So yeah, what I generally do is like, I take my own me time. I just try to watch my own rom-com or anything. And while he's doing like, I want my space. I want to do this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I just take the kids out. I want that time. So I don't want you to be part of it. So
yeah,
yeah, it helps a lot.
yeah.
So according to me, the tip
And
now.
also, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
Yeah.
Some people need it more than others. So for me, I'll be
Yeah.
away for half an hour and I'm good. I've got my me time. I'm done. But like someone like my husband or you need the whole day you might need 2 days, which means just that we get out again. We're not like together 24/7. That's all we're saying. And because you work
Yeah.
together too, you work out together too, you're doing everything together too. So you and me are in very similar situations. So when we don't
Yeah.
get, when one of the spouses, I'm not blaming who, doesn't get that space, we don't feel comfortable. And that increases the fights, the disagreements.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, another tip from my side, I guess it's tip number 4.
Yeah.
Agree on conflict ground rules. Okay. It
Yes.
works
Really important.
ice on the cake or whatever you call it, icing on the cake. So no yelling, no name calling, no interrupting.
Yeah.
Don't keep revising the past fights or disagreements.
Right.
Oh, you did this to me then.
Yeah.
So this is what you
Yeah.
always do
You're
this.
always like
Oh,
this. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Take a break if needed and revisit the topic when calm, not like in the anger situation. When you're angry, you tend to bring all the wrongs of the past and like try to blaming or I mean it's absolute. You need to move on. You need to let it go. It's
Right.
very important. Even when you are mad at each other, don't bring the past.
Agree.
Never. It is not going to help. It is no, it's not about you winning an argument. It's about
Yeah.
finding
Don't,
the way out.
famous saying, don't know who said it. Don't win an argument and lose the relationship, guys. It's not worth it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So always respect your partner. And if you have decided, okay, we'll leave the past behind, we'll not discuss, don't do that. Work
We
on
all make
today's
mistakes, man.
situation.
Leave the
Yeah.
past behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We have to let it go. Yeah. We have learned
Yeah.
to let it go.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I feel.
Okay. Tip number 5, another difficult one. All these tips are tough, guys, but making a relationship is tough. Getting
Yeah.
married is easy. Sustaining the marriage is harder always, right? Or any relationship. Marriage is like not the only one, any kind of romantic love. Use
Yeah.
repair techniques. Now, what does that mean?
I
Apologize.
don't know. What is that? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Uh, use humor
Apologizing.
gently. No sarcasm. No like, oh yeah, you're always like, no. Use humor gently. Get back into it. Use physical affection. When everybody's been mad, give a hug to each other and then it starts melting. Physical touch is underrated. Just we're not talking about sex here, guys. Just holding a hand. We're not like, just giving a hug, skin to skin.
Yeah.
Just it really melts especially when you love
Oh,
somebody or you're with somebody, like it just melts down all those barriers we're creating. So use
yeah. And even that gentle eye contact,
yeah,
Simrit,
yeah.
the way you look at
Oh yes.
it.
Avoiding each other's
uh,
look is a really bad sign.
well, I guess this is what we have for today.
Yeah.
These are the tips to preserve your relationship and, in fact, make your marriages and relationships stronger and healthier. So, what is the takeaway for today, Simrit?
So the takeaway is what we said. Don't win an argument and lose the relationship. Number 1, learn how to repair, learn how to soften, walk away, pause before reacting. Remember, at the core, you guys are all on the same side.
Yeah.
And have ground rules about fighting. Don't keep revisiting the past. And above all, if all of this still isn't working, what's our motto here? Go
Seek
find some
professional
help.
help.
Yeah, go find some help. But I
Yeah.
think if you see the triggers early on, start working. That's my thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes, absolutely. Well, that's all on Talk to Us today. Please tell us what you think about today's episode or any topic you want us to discuss. Do let us know in the comment section. And you can email us at hello@talktoustoday.com and let your friends know where to find us.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to stay notified of our videos every Friday at 5 p.m. Thanks for joining us on Talk to Us today. Remember to talk about Talk to Us today. Keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep talking. Keep talking to each other, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have a good week.